This is DD Precision's first Precision Talk. And it was something I wanted to give to y'all. I wanted to bring a little bit of how we saw life, how I saw life, how we thought that life translated to ball. And today, what I want to talk about is the mindset. Whether it's my mindset, understanding how you need to see it as a whole, and how it applies to what we do, whether it's ball, life, parenting, friendships, relationships, how we get into each thing that we do and how we excel, how we become successful. And I think the first thing about the mindset is understanding that it's not just about your thoughts. It's not just about saying that I think this way, so I will be. Your mindset is about your actions because it's about understanding who you are, who you need to be, and the only ways to get there. But that has to go into action. That has to go into you applying those things to your life. That has to go into you understanding that in order for me to excel, in order for me to succeed, these are the steps I need to take, and then having the discipline to take those steps. And sometimes it's about being able to take those steps without seeing the fruits of your labor right away, without having immediate gratification. It's not like you go out, you run 16 110s and you score touchdowns right after. You don't see that until the season. You don't see that multiply and be fruitful to maybe 2 or 3 years out. But it's about being able to do the work and understanding and having the foresight that eventually this gets me where I need to go. And so for me, that was always the way that I approached each season. That was always the way that I approached the game, was understanding that if I woke up any morning, or there's not many people who wake up every morning and get an opportunity to say, I'm going to be the best person to ever do something. Right? Like LeBron James can wake up and say that. Michael Jordan used to be able to wake up and say that. Guys like, I think Randy Moss could do it. Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, Sean Taylor, like those type of dudes could wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm gonna be the best free safety, the best basketball player, the best whatever that ever lived. For everybody, that's not the case. Sometimes it's like, okay, I gotta be the best me. I gotta be the best I could ever be to put myself in position to succeed. And that was how I saw it. And it was almost morbidly so. I'm doing this from PEP, Performance Enhancement Professionals, which is the place where I train, and it just brings me back to what I thought every offseason. Cause see, and it's morbid, and it's probably necessarily not the time for this, but you felt like it was about killing things off and being willing to die in the process. Every morning I woke up, every time I made my goals for the off season, there were some things I had to kill off about myself. There was stuff I watched on film or things that happened before I started training, whether it was eating bad, whether it was not getting in and out of cuts the way I was supposed to, whether it was not attacking the day or not having the energy to do the things I needed to do. Those things I had to kill those things off. I had to work myself to the point to where those things no longer existed, to where that fatigue, to where that weakness, to where that doubt still existed. So that was my point. When I get here, when I come to work, I'm gonna kill those things off. Now, in order to be willing to do that, you gotta be willing to die too. Right? And because you were willing to put that type of work in, now you get into the games, and when you look at your opponent, I gotta kill him off. But I gotta be willing to die to do that too. And if you saw it like that, you understood that it wasn't just about wins and losses. It wasn't just about scoring. It wasn't just about winning my matchup. It was about overcoming any obstacle that stands in the way of what I want. But that takes discipline. That takes a mindset of understanding who I am, who I need to be, and what are the significant steps I have to take to get there. And see, the other part about that mindset, the other part about your mindset is it all ties in together, right? This controls this. And eventually, it swings back around and it's cyclical, and now this controls this. Because if you put the work in, if you do the right things, if you study the right way, if everything's about being as prepared as you possibly can, you know that dude can't beat you. You know the person that you're standing across, looking him in the eyes, that he ain't work as hard as me. And this goes for the opponent that's wearing another color. It goes for the opponent that's wearing the same thing. When I was in the DB room, or you in the DB room, and you know that so-and-so ain't put the work in that you did, you know he can't beat you that way. And that was what was always important to me. So that's the same way I try to train dudes, and I try to let them know, man, like, you're not going to hear anything outside of us. You're not going to hear anything outside of what we do about yourself that is negative that I haven't told you. Because what we are working on is killing those things off and understanding the sacrifice that it takes to do that. And that's in everything in life. In everything in life, you have to unselfishly approach it in a way that says, I'm willing to give everything I have in order to accomplish that goal. And that starts with you. That starts with your mindset. That starts with your thoughts. But more than anything, it starts with understanding what you can do. Not being in a fantasy world about it that says I can accomplish or do things that I don't have a certain level of talent to accomplish or do. But it's saying that the talent I have, the level of skill I have, I can continue to work that and I can be here. Now here is how I'm gonna get here. And not letting any obstacles, any adversity, anything from the outside keep you from doing that. There's a mindset and there's a price that you have to pay every day to get what you want. That's a mindset that wins. That's a mindset that more than wins, it refuses to lose, it refuses to quit, it refuses to let up. And that's the DB Precision mindset.